tuning in to the online broadcast network, AFTERBUZZ TV. Over 20 million weekly downloads in over 150 countries, and your number one source for after-show entertainment. AFTERBUZZ TV, the destination for TV superfans. Producing after shows for over 300 of your favorite TV shows, interviewing celebrities and showrunners, and bringing you behind-the-scenes exclusives. All thanks to E! Entertainment's Maria Menounos, producer Kevin Undergaro, and internet leader Akamai. Now, let the buzz begin!
Yep. In deciding what music to go with, we had a tug of war. And this was the music that won out. Welcome to the Monday Night Raw after show right here on AFTERBUZZ TV. We come to you from the City of Angels, which is exactly where Monday Night Raw came from. That's why we're doing this late. It's 11 Pacific time, post-meridian, if you will, and 2 a.m. on the East Coast, and I just found out it's 5:10 p.m. in Australia. So that's, as far as a world clock, that's all I know.
For them early risers, I guess.
That's right. Exactly. This is an interesting, we've never had this combination in studio before. Dale Rutledge has to drive to Phoenix first thing in the morning. He had to go home after Raw. All four of us were there. Kathy, I don't know where the hell she is. Does anyone know?
She's an enigma.
She is.
She's just wandering.
Where is Enigma? I can't find that on the map.
She's wandering the Southern California area looking for a red carpet to cover.
Yeah, that's what it is.
I know several gentlemen doing the same.
Enigma, not to be confused with Enya. Way different.
Yes.
A part of the a conversation for the entrance theme for us tonight. Enya did not win out.
Yeah, well,
that was his vote.
That's okay. I tried.
It could have. So anyway, let's get into it here. Hope you're watching. Hope you're listening. Thank you very much for tuning in. It is the Go Home Monday Night Raw before WrestleMania. Here we are. Go home.
Yeah, bye, Hobo.
You can take off. Hobo, you don't have a home.
Who am I fooling?
I am at Jay Quasso, the man next to me. He's a fellow Pennsylvanian. He's a fellow Philadelphian. You can find him on Twitter at Tom the Calm. He's Tom Connolly.
Welcome.
What's up, man?
Nothing. It's great. I haven't been here in a while, so it's good to be back.
Yeah, you seem a little scared by all of us.
This is the first time I've been back.
Sit up tall, man. Look ready.
I'm good.
You been going to the gym, Tom? Come on now, sit up straight.
I know. I've been
shoulders off.
Come on, get the back straightened up. Come on. People listening can tell you're slouching.
I like slouching to make him seem taller, but I guess I don't have to.
The two men that decided to dress exactly alike tonight with black and yellow.
Black and yellow.
Yes. Not to be confused with Wiz Khalifa. Is that his song? I don't know.
Sure.
I think it is.
You can find him on Twitter at Soapbox Mark. He's a regular host here. He's also the genius in the booth many a time who always has the most sweet sound bites at the perfect time. He's Mark Donica.
Hi, with my Connor's Cure bracelet and all.
There you go. Rock it, buddy. Connor, we love you.
Oh, yes,
Hall of Fame this weekend. And that man right there, he is a fellow compatriot of Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. I had the pleasure of calling a few of his matches yesterday, and he decided to pick a heel up and dump him on top of our announcer's table, thus breaking the table, which you can watch in just a couple weeks on Championship Wrestling from Hollywood. He's the former Hollywood Heritage Champion. Find him on Twitter at True Hobo. He's the Hobo.
Thank you. Yes, it's a lot of fun wrestling, and I enjoy picking up smaller opponents when I can.
Yeah.
Lifting them far above my head and throwing them onto objects.
I wish I would have had a heads up on that. Because you literally dumped him right in front of the table collapsed, and I got scared.
Let me tell you, if I had a clue I was going to do it, I would have let you know.
Good, okay. You didn't. It was all in the moment.
It was a blur.
Yeah. It actually knocked my headset off because my headset was attached to, it was underneath one of the chairs. So when he dumped the guy on the table broke, thus headset fell off. And I called the match for about 20 seconds with no headset. Realized that's not going to work.
Well,
found the headset, put it back on.
The action is in front of you. You don't need the words that you don't need to be caught up from all of the stuff in the back.
You definitely don't.
Yes,
guys,
sir.
We were all at Monday Night Raw tonight. The crowd was hot.
Really good crowd. Say the least.
Good crowd.
For anyone who says Los Angeles crowd is not good when it comes to pro wrestling, they're into it. For better or worse. They're loud. They're into it. Could have done without the CM Punk chants.
There were a couple, and they weren't as strong as they had been in the past. So, and they got shut down really quickly by other things, which was nice.
Yes.
They're an intelligent crowd, and they're a very entertainment-based crowd because this is an entertainment town.
It is.
So they know when to chime in, and sometimes they're not always going to chime in with what you want them to chime in with.
But that's a wrestling crowd in general.
Yeah. I mean, we were sitting there, and I was about to say, wow, we haven't heard any CM Punk chants, and then one lone guy started doing it. I was like,
I turned around and scowled every time I heard it. Luckily, on the SmackDown version of the show, AJ shut them up really quick just because she started speaking at the perfect time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that's literally.
So many whats tonight from the audience. What? Every freaking promo had a what chant in it.
What?
Yep, not playing along. Nor did anybody else, for that matter. Everybody was able to change their canter so that there was no pause, no real point in which anybody could insert themselves into the conversation. Why do people do that? Tremendously annoying.
Well, yeah, it does mess up a promo in the ring, that's for sure. At least it can.
It doesn't mess it up, it just creates a disjointed promo.
Yeah.
Not that the point is lost when the person in the ring is having to battle everybody in the audience.
That's the key, is to have a witty comeback to basically shut everyone up. That's kind of what the... Did my mic just shut off? I have no idea what just happened. Can you guys hear me? Am I heard in the booth? There we go, and we're back. Let's get to Monday Night Raw here. Where should we start? I mean, I guess we can go from the beginning. I'll be honest, I was backstage for part of it, so I didn't really see. I saw. Okay, I'm not going that right. Shut up. I'm not.
We sat with the public.
Oh, the public we sat with. Ooh, boy.
The great unwashed masses that I'm a part of.
You thought he's an unwashed mass. Oh, boy.
Look, I didn't mean that. My point is, I just didn't get all the ins and outs of what happened. I do know we began with Triple H and Sting. Yeah, Sting spoke, and he said a lot. You guys go over what he said. I know he made fun of Stephanie a little bit, had the baseball bat. Steph pulled out the sledgehammer, but it just became a standoff. A lot of standoffs tonight.
Yeah,
I think so it should be.
They didn't. Yeah, I mean, they didn't touch each other, which, I mean, whatever. That's fine. I liked what Sting said. He finally made the point that he's not fighting for WCW because that war is over, and he's fighting to, just...
Was that ever a conversation, though?
But I think Triple H kept saying, like, oh, he's the last one at WCW, he hasn't been here.
Like, Triple H really had to dig to find something and be like, oh, look at this guy. He's 14 years too late. What a jerk. But family show. It's a late show. Who gives a crap? But that was essentially the message. It was cool to see the standoff. It was kind of like a sword fight. Mm-hmm. It looked like Sting didn't have anything on him. Like, he came out with nothing, but then he opened up his coat and brought out the bat, and it was... That was really cool. Yeah. And it'll be fun to see them implement that on Sunday.
Were you guys disappointed to see Sting talk before WrestleMania, or is that not a big deal?
The fact that he cleared up and made his intentions clear, and it was short. They didn't give him an in-ring segment or Sting's crow's nest or something silly, something ridiculous.
Next week,
probably next week. They didn't give him an interview segment where they're like, okay, so now that you're talking, we can talk to you and what do you think about John Cena and Rusev? No, he came out, said what he had to, gave us a couple of woos, and right. That was it.
Do you think it's because after WrestleMania we probably won't see him?
Probably.
Okay.
It's
here and there.
Yeah, it's probably a definite thing. But it's good. It's good that he cleared up what his intentions were. Mm-hmm. The stoic gimmick only works for so long.
True.
When the majority of your audience arguably doesn't know who you are. Arguably. But even the shift, he went from wherever he was to where he is now. But why? Why does he want to be here now?
And I think he did make his intentions clear that he's not fighting for WCW per se, because that would be a bit of a weird...
Why now?
People aren't going to side with WCW, something that already died and is now owned by WWE.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I think it was weird because you had Triple H, who's, WWE for life, against the WCW guy where the war is over, but... Triple H is the bad guy, so we're going against WWE.
Yeah.
Like, it was just a weird thing that they had.
It sort of makes sense in its own way. The way Sting got up in WCW, he was always the good guy. He was basically the John Cena of WCW.
But they liked him.
Right. And,
Yeah.
and Triple H is a scoundrel, has always been, will always be a scoundrel who manages to get what he wants by any means necessary. One man looks at the other and says, "That's not right, I'm going to fix this," and now we're here.
WrestleMania.
And so it seems like everyone in chat roll agreed it was a really, really cool build-up as far as Triple H and Sting. There was no physicality, and I'm very excited
Except
to
for
see
Stephanie, that was cool.
what happened with her.
She took a swing at him, and he caught it.
Really?
That's when
That's
H came
when
out.
H
That's
came
when
out.
H came out.
I did not see that part. Okay.
That was pretty cool.
I did see the sadistic look on her face when she pulled the sledgehammer out.
And she was looking good tonight, Stephanie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Them shoes.
All right.
Them shoes.
I didn't see what kind of shoes she was rocking.
Yeah,
Actually, that was my chant. I chanted at her, "You look nice. You
Look nice. You look. See, that's a nice chant to yell out.
Oh, we had a lot of those tonight. It's pretty fun.
All right.
We're the alternate cheering audience.
Yeah.
We would like people to stay.
Yeah. If you have nothing nice to chant, don't chant at all.
Right.
So you guys chant compliments.
Right.
So,
Ain't nothing wrong with that. All right, so moving on, we went on to the WWE app poll for the evening, which is going to be Randy Orton's opponent. The options are Big Show, Kane, and Seth Rollins with J&J Security. Gee, I wonder who's going to win that one. Backstage, little segment, AJ Lee and Paige. I really enjoyed, they were on fire tonight, I thought, as a duo. They're by far, there's no one else that can even touch them on the mic in the Divas division. And them together in a segment, very good.
I think it's taking your two. I mean, basically, it's the mega powers of the Divas division at this point.
Yeah.
They're the two top stars of the Divas division coming together. And we've watched them. It's been a little rocky, but they've managed to eke out some real work here. And tonight, they're discussing whether or not someone is going to take a title match.
Yes, exactly, and that's what they're trying to figure out. Nikki Bella is going to grant one of them a title match, and it ended up being Paige.
Yeah.
Paige volunteered. She's like, if you don't take a Divas championship opportunity, you're crazy. Mm-hmm. So she was like, but if you don't want me to do it, I won't, because we're friends now. And it's very tongue-in-cheek.
Cool.
But
It's all right.
no pumpkin.
Yeah. If there's any build-up for this tag match, I didn't know how they were going to do it. They did a very good job of building this tag match up between Raw and SmackDown, which we're not going to give away SmackDown spoilers. But they did. I think they did as good a job as they could have, considering there's no title on the line.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually surprised they were able to key in as much interest in one night as they were able to.
Yeah.
They suddenly took a huge turn and said, "Here's what we're gonna do. This is what's gonna happen. This will actually work."
Yeah.
And that's because good performances they make a huge difference.
They really do.
And that's what they did tonight. First match of the night, Dean Ambrose and R-Truth versus Stardust and Luke Harper, obviously building up for the IC title ladder match this Sunday. Dean Ambrose and R-Truth come out on top. Really nothing groundbreaking in this one as far as...
I liked Luke Harper covering Stardust's ears as the crowd was chanting Cody.
Yeah, I don't know if that made it in, but that was great.
That was fantastic.
any other thoughts on that match?
Ambrose took a shellacking.
Yeah.
He was on his back for the majority of this.
Jeez.
And it was great seeing R-Truth get the finisher and the clean 1-2-3.
Yeah.
Just because he hasn't been in the ring for most of this whole Intercontinental Championship thing, so it's nice to see him get in there and actually get the victory, and them not beat each other up as a result afterwards.
Yeah, they were like buddies, and then they started. Well, I don't know if that made it to the air, but then R-Truth was trying to get Dean Ambrose to dance with him.
And he did like a little.
R-Truth is finally getting a little bit of his due that he's deserved for a long time.
Yeah, it's
He's
great to
had
see.
something. He's always had something. I think he's just kept it under a hat because people told him tone it down. Now they're just telling him go, just go,
Yeah.
and now he is.
But he gets it though. He understands that he's had different roles over the years, and he understands you're not always going to be on top. Sometimes you get peaks and valleys, and he's going to take advantage of an opportunity that comes his way. And he's been doing it.
Yeah.
You know,
Good for him.
I missed this segment completely. Apparently, there was a press junket between Will Ferrell, Kevin Hart. Was it great?
It was
good.
fantastic.
I can't wait! I can't wait to go home and watch it. Explain, because I don't even know when this happened.
So Miz was interviewing Kevin Hart and Will Ferrell for Get Hard, which is a movie coming out soon.
And this is obviously a pre-recorded.
Yeah, it looked like it was a junket. Miz was in like a tall chair, and Miz was kind of or Mizdow was kind of in a lower one.
Yeah, I think
and
he was sitting on like an apple box or something.
Yeah,
He wasn't in the
something
chair.
where he was there, but he was kind of out of the way, and he's like, "You guys, you know, you guys have you ever had stuntmen?" And they're like, "No, I mean, not really. Like, we do our own stunts. That's part of the job." Well, I mean, like, have you ever had one like overstep their bounds, and you know, like, it's just really indicating to be like, yeah, all stars are like this to the people's like, no, that never happened.
And
But
meanwhile, Mizdow's silent.
no, Mizdow's just kind of like laughing to himself a little bit, like, yeah, well, you're the weird one here, and they're it like actually now that you mention that guy, he's got a look. Like, he's got a look that people really like. And so, like, and he was like, oh, I mean, and Mizzo was like, oh, like, I mean, do you know anybody that I could call or, like, contact? He's like, yeah, sure. He's like, you know what? Does anybody want water? No, I'm good. Go get me some water. Miz has, but Will Ferrell's like, you know what? No, I'll go get it. And then that's how the segment ends, is Will Ferrell going to get everybody water. It's just a fun little bit. The guys were totally in on it. It was fantastic.
It puts everybody over.
Yep.
Perfect.
Yeah, promoting Get Hard, which I imagine comes out probably this Friday.
Yep.
And so, yeah, Mizdow is just wow. So
Miz Wow.
yeah.
I'm sorry.
No, it was great.
That was a chant. You were chanting.
Can we use him?
Miz Wow. Miz Wow.
Can we use him to clean up messes?
Yeah.
Use his beard to soak up like spills.
Have you tried the Miz Wow? Well, that moves right on into the Miz, Damian Mizdow, Adam Rose, and the Ascension versus Eric Rowan, Ryback, Zack Ryder, and the Primetime Players. All people that we're going to see in the Andre the Giant Battle Royal this Sunday, which we didn't know all of them were going to be in, but yeah, sure, why not?
Including the Ascension. That came clear out of nowhere.
Do we know how many people are
PTP.
actually in the
They didn't
Battle
say.
Royal? Okay.
20.
Less than 30?
Well, last year it was the
Can you
30
make it?
man.
Oh,
Can you make it? 'Cause
Bring your gear, kid. You never know what can happen.
that's true. Always bring that gear. So yeah, there's some really good spots here. I got to see some of this match here. How did the match win? Someone help me out with this one.
Ryback.
Yeah, Ryback won with the shell shock.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, Miz. When's the last time he won a match? It's been quite a while.
It's been a while.
He's not supposed to win, I don't think.
Yeah.
He's terrible.
Yeah. They just want, everyone just
Not
wants to see
that he's,
Miz.
he's an awful wrestler.
His character.
But as a person, he's terrible.
He's a terrible person.
And he's so great at that character. And I know a lot of stuff broke down in this match. Ended up with Ryback and Miz in the ring. Hits the shell shock for the win. And I think they're talking to Bill Simmons at that
Yeah,
point.
Bill Simmons came out for that match, but everybody was just like, okay.
Yeah.
The notable part of this was that Mizdow watched as the Miz got shell-shocked and rocked.
Well, yeah, because didn't the Miz make Mizdow tag him back in?
Yep.
Yeah.
And then he got, which has been happening, he's been losing after that.
And he just stood on the
Yeah.
outside of the ring and
Right.
just hung
He
out.
didn't save him at all and just sort of slid in at the end to go, well, I don't know what to tell you, boys. This was all your idea.
Yeah.
And what it's so good to see Mizdow. The crowd was going crazy for him. And talk about something well-deserved. A guy that's been doing it for so many years. He's been on the roster off and on for a number of times. And who would have thought that this would be
the thing.
Yeah.
that just goes to show you got to take whatever is given to you and make the most of it. And he that's what he's doing.
There are no small spots, only small wrestlers.
There you go.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Make the most of what you get given.
He has every single
Absolutely.
time. And
it's such a simple thing. What they gave him was so simple. It's brilliant in its simplicity. It's been done a million times. You just need to stick with it.
Right.
Just stick with the program, and eventually it'll pay off, and it's paying off.
And he's a good
Hopefully
example he's a great example of how the cream rises to the top. I mean, I imagine there's probably been a number of years over his career where he wonders where's this going.
Actually, he's wanted to hang up his boots several times.
Yeah.
Magneto.
It just right. Well, that was a more than one time people called for that, and he just managed to stick with it and believe in himself. And here you go. Now he could have a major moment at WrestleMania, and I hope he does.
Yeah, I want him to win.
Hell yeah.
Like, I want it to come down to either he's helping the Miz get rid of people, and then it comes down to maybe them two at the end, and then he's like, all right, get out, and he's like, no, I'm not getting out of this ring, and then, you know. I think he'd be a good one to win the Battle Royal.
Yeah,
so.
there's nobody else. Like, the only other person who's really made a case for themselves has been Curtis Axel, but
not after tonight.
Not after tonight.
When Snoop Dogg throws you over the top rope, I don't think you stand that well of a chance.
Skinny strength, though. He's like
true.
this big around, but it's all muscle, you know?
I'll tell you what, that segment was, we'll get to that.
We'll get there.
That was a great WrestleMania moment from start to finish. And I'll give Snoop credit. As high as he probably was, he performed.
He was really good.
Yeah, Hogan mentioned that.
He was freaking out. Like, you see him behind Hogan just...
Well, he came to the ring in pajamas, for God's sake.
It was like made out of bandanas.
I
It
think
looked like
that's
he
called
had
a
bandana
gangsta
pajamas.
tracksuit.
Well, maybe.
Yeah.
That's one way of putting it.
I mean, it's not velour like the Italians, but it's, you know, close.
Yeah.
100% velour. Nothing quite like it. Finest material on earth.
You found velour before?
I have.
Okay.
I mean, it was used.
Well,
holes.
obviously.
Yeah. Moths had eaten it. They died.
Makes for a good pillow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Soft.
Randy Orton versus Seth Rollins and J&J Security. What?
I was going SAWFT soft.
Oh, nicely
Little
done.
NXT.
Nicely done. So this match lasted about 37 seconds. Seth Rollins really wanted nothing to do with Randy Orton. They got 77% of the vote from the universe. Real quick, Orton slams a RKO. Was it on Mercury or Noble?
I'm not sure which one. It was just fast.
It was a guy in a
quick
white
match.
t-shirt and pants.
I think it was the bald one. Pretty sure it was the bald one.
So noble.
What? No.
No, actually, it was RKO on Noble.
There you go.
Oh, well.
Orton scores the pin. They stare each other down. And I honestly thought that Seth Rollins was going to get some kind of retribution at some point in the night, but nope.
Yeah.
That match
Another
was...
stare down.
Well, we have SmackDown. Well, actually, no. SmackDown. So that's that build-up.
Yeah.
That's it. Get ready for Sunday.
A lot of the heels on the run. You know, just all of them escaping narrowly. People waiting for them
Not
to
in
get
control.
their comeuppance.
Like, only a couple of times
Well,
were the heels
Rusev.
in control. Yeah, a couple times.
Right. It's how you build it. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's nice to vary things, but it
This
seems like
has the
they've all
worst
sort of
build
gone
of
in.
any WrestleMania ever.
I knew someone was... I was waiting for... I knew...
Tongue in cheek.
That wasn't tongue-in-cheek. You said it out
He
loud.
didn't mean that.
No, it's the worst.
Oh, you were...
Sometimes channels the IWC.
I get it. You were kind of paraphrasing what a lot
We
of
make
people
fun
are...
of them because, quite frankly, we don't like them.
Oh,
We
no.
don't make a real.
Oh, they're
secret of it.
mean. They're mean. I've had people wish death on me just because of opinions on wrestling.
Oh, you're so lucky. I haven't gotten any death threats yet.
No.
Hey, let me kill me.
I had a guy,
important too.
literally, this one guy created a Twitter handle, and in the Twitter handle it says, hates Jonny Loquasto, spelled Johnny wrong. And
Big
Loquasto.
fan. Big fan.
Yeah, and then I remember that night I had a plane, a red-eye flight, and he wished for the plane to crash, and then tweeted a few more hateful things, including calling me certain slurs that were not very nice. And I was like, you know what? I guess I hit a nerve. Yeah,
Locked.
guess I hit a nerve.
How dare you to have an opinion, Johnny? Jeez.
Yeah, well, you know, but we can talk about the build-up at the end of the end of tonight.
Let's get there.
So moving on, we see AJ Lee and Paige backstage. We talked about how one of them has to get a title match, whatever. After the commercial, Nikki Bella versus Paige. This was a really good match.
Awesome match.
Fantastic.
Great.
This
Oh my God.
would have been awesome to see on Sunday. It was one of those things where you were just watching, not knowing what was going to happen next.
Yeah.
Because since it's a tag match and the title's not on the line, it could have changed hands.
I
That
was
would've changed
actually wondering if Paige was going to win it from Nikki so we would get AJ versus Paige at WrestleMania, which everybody wants anyway.
Yeah, well, you know the Bella's got to be in there somewhere.
Well-
They're drawing too much attention from Total Divas.
Oh, is that how that works?
Is that
I
on
thought
the
it
air?
was something having to do with relationships. I don't know.
No, Total Divas is very popular, and so I think they have
So
to
that's
be.
out already? That show's already come out? It's airing?
Total Divas?
Yeah.
Have you heard of it?
I mean, I rumors.
They're in season 17.
Oh!
Yeah.
Is
It's
it
been a
on
while.
the channel with the Kardashians?
That also,
I
that
don't
was a
watch
great
that
line
show.
that we can't
Great
talk
line.
about.
Thursday. It was Friday.
There is a drunk man who was very confused about what night it was when SmackDown started.
Oh, dude.
He's sitting right here.
Thursday! It's just like, this is our TV works, gentlemen.
Exactly. I don't know. This match was phenomenal. Just and then of course the way it ended. You know, AJ accidentally hits Paige. Then they brawl. Nikki hits the rack attack, and then they brawl in the ring afterwards. AJ and Paige. I mean, Tommy.
It was good.
They did a hell of a job building this match up for a tag match.
Yeah, I mean, they gave Divas a chance, and I mean, they delivered. Nikki and Paige both delivered in this match.
Yeah, they really did. All four of them, really.
Yeah, yeah, all four of them. And I really thought it was going to change hands. I thought Paige was going to win, and it'd be a nice way to get into WrestleMania and just be like, oh, well, now Paige and AJ have the belt on their side, like. What, you know,
changes the dynamic.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm excited for this match. I mean, I still don't understand why there's not a title on the line. Why not do a fatal 4-way? But
or do a tag match where the victor gets the tag, because then you can do a swerve where Brie gets the win and she ends up becoming the champion.
Yep.
David Arquette rules.
David Arquette rules.
God almighty. See, now that's just really doesn't give any credibility to anything.
He said it, not me.
But he's so famous.
He took care of the title better than most other guys in WCW that time.
God, what?
No, I don't mean like on TV. Like he would carry it around like the people instead of like, here, you hold on to this until TV again. Like he would actually
I would sleep with it.
Exactly. So he actually had respect for it, even though he wasn't in the best.
I know when the
situation.
Hobo was champion for 6 months, he slept with Harriet.
I did terrible things.
There wasn't a lot of sleeping, was there?
No, I wouldn't.
Had to change boxes every night.
You just does not know.
That's why there was holes in the velour. But it's gonna be. Maybe this will lead to a title match at. What's the next pay-per-view?
Extreme Rules, yeah.
Maybe. So
or SummerSlam's the next big one.
It's just weird, though, because WrestleMania is supposed to be the ending to everything, and I think this year it's clear we don't really have endings. It's almost like we have kind of transitional matches in a way.
It's like an end to an act instead of an end to a, you know.
Then again, the Divas match last year at WrestleMania was just a Total Divas versus non-Total Divas, right? So it's not like that was...
No, that was the Battle Royal with them, too.
Yeah, it's true. So it's not like that was
nobody. That's the thing. Not a lot of people remember because that was right after the whole streak thing. So it's like there was a match last year, but what was?
Well, last year there was a fatal 4-way tag match, just like this year. It was Matadores.
So in the pre-show,
Matadores, Real Americans, Usos, and I forget the fourth
Real
one.
Americans.
No, he's
already said it because I'm an idiot.
Yeah, I forget what the other one was. But I didn't even remember that, and we were all there. So you don't remember everything, I guess, but.
They only give time and effort to things they want to give time and effort to, and they've given the women a little bit more this time. This today especially, they gave them a good chunk of time, a solid block of time, and they were able to carve that block into something people wanted to see.
I think the Bellas, Paige, and AJ they're going to have a chip on their shoulder, and you can tell by trust us when you watch SmackDown, you're going to see the amazing segment they had together. We're not going to give it away. We're not going to say what it was. Watch it and just see how great all four of them were on the mic. It really sets it up well. And I think they all kind of have a chip on their shoulder. Like, yeah, you want to give us a chance. We're going to blow it up. And I hope they do. Speaking of blowing up, Snoop Dogg, Axel, and Hulk Hogan. I didn't see this coming. I knew Snoop was showing up.
I didn't see Axel make Axel come out at first. I was like, oh, then I saw him. I was like, this is going to be good. And then when he brought out Hogan, I was like, oh.
There's one type of mania you're forgetting about. And went, what is another type of okay. But it's a type of segment where if you have a celebrity come out to the ring, somebody's going to interrupt them. Like, I mean, this is a while ago, but when Miz interrupted Pee-wee. There's always some guy who's going to come and try to make it a sour time. But this was just, the place exploded when Hogan came out.
It's the biggest response. I mean, because Hogan was starting to come out quite a bit for a while. We haven't seen him, but the fact that, you know, Axel, I think he's been making the most of his TV time. I really do.
Definitely.
And the fact that Snoop was really on point, and just Hulk Hogan, the timing was so good.
You can't duplicate it.
No.
It was so fantastic. It just managed to roll on top of itself so seamlessly, so effortlessly that it looked so great. It just came off perfectly. And then Snoop and Hogan posing at the end.
Oh, man.
Snoop tearing off his shirt to reveal that physique that you can only see to believe.
I thought it was Soldier Boy. I mean, he was so skinny.
That child small Hulkamania shirt.
Wow. But think about the moment for Axel tearing off the Axelmania t-shirt with Hogan in the ring, having the balls to point at Hogan in the face, and then, of course, Hogan blocks the punch, and bam, down he goes. And then Snoop, it looked great. I mean, Axel flew out of that damn ring.
Yeah.
I think if you're going to do that for anybody, if I were Axel, it would be, oh yeah, I'm going to fly for Snoop and Hogan. I'll do whatever. Whatever you want.
Dreaming of that moment for years. You know, one of these days I'm going to fly for Snoop and Hogan.
Yeah.
And then they flew later on.
I'm sure they did.
Yeah.
The only thing I wish Axel would have said was when Hogan went to do the "Let me tell you something, brother." I wish he would have interrupted him. Let me tell you something, brother.
Right.
I think it would have just people would have went crazy for that, but didn't happen. But it was still good though.
So great.
Yeah, you can't interrupt Hogan, so it worked out well.
Can't swing on him either.
This could be the end of Axelmania come WrestleMania, but it was something at least, and it wasn't a long. That's the best part about it. It wasn't a long segment. It wasn't drawn out. It was fun. It was entertaining. It was surprising, and it ended with Snoop throwing Axel over the top rope.
He was able to get a good catchphrase out of it. A couple of good things. Axelmania actually is trending. Don't change that channel is a viable catchphrase.
Yep.
Just pretty nuts.
Something tells me he did that by accident the first time. He just didn't know what to say, and it's so damn funny that it kind of just stuck.
We saw a bunch of signs. There were a bunch of signs. Don't change the channel. It was, this is just fun.
I think it's good for him. I mean, this is the first time we got to see his personality come out too.
Yeah.
Where he's not just so kind of just robotic and stiff. Like he is out there, he's having a good time, and it's just they always say it's like yourself turned up. I mean, obviously he's taking Hogan's gimmick, but it's just yourself. Maybe he does this backstage, and they just like happen to see him doing this, and are like, hey, let's just do this on screen. Why are you not doing this? If maybe he's entertaining the guys backstage with this stuff. So
You never know.
Yeah.
It was a really good WrestleMania moment. I wonder if we're going to see Hogan at WrestleMania. I don't think we might not.
I don't think we have to.
No.
Maybe it's something backstage like they usually do every once in a while, but
I really was hoping he was going to say something like Staple Dome tonight.
Well, he'll be at Hall of Fame, so
Right.
see him
Arrowhead
there.
Pond.
Yeah, we're obviously not going to start off with Stone Cold The Rock and Hogan in the ring, which that's fine. Moving on, Tyson Kidd, Cesaro, and Natalia versus Los Matadores and El Torito in what they call it, an interspecies.
Interspecies, intergender.
Yes. So there's that.
What does that make Natalia?
Gender.
But if it's interspecies, intergender.
The interspecies part is just for El Torito. Because he's a bull, that's funny. That's it. That's the joke.
I thought he was a girl bull.
And you think he's funny?
Back to you, Johnny.
Los Matadores and El Torito come out on top, and I got to tell you, Los Matadores the last few weeks have done a good job of making me care. Maybe all it took was them starting to go heelish on us, because they're so athletic. They're really good wrestlers.
They are. I was at the live event yesterday, and they worked 1,000% face. It was a little weird because of how they've been working on TV recently, but they were athletic, they were entertaining, they were everything they were tonight. A little less heelish tonight, though. They didn't really do anything too bad
Against Kid and Cesaro, though.
Yeah,
Which is weird. They put them up against but
put them just one on. Yeah,
I don't know. I've always liked the Matadors, even when they first came on. Everybody's like, "Oh, they're lame. They're different."
yeah, they're characters. They're
God
old school
forbid
characters.
something different. Jesus, there's enough wrestlers out there. Somebody get some character.
There you go.
I have no idea what he's talking about.
It's just lost on these kids today.
I know. I completely agree. We talked about this on the way over.
Yeah.
I love the fact that there's old school characters still around. It's just people have to get behind them.
Yeah.
And I like the fact that the Matadors I'm glad they're in this Fatal 4-Way now. Which is going to be the pre-show match.
It's going to be a
Yes.
pre-show match, yeah.
So we got
On the
Fatal
2-hour
4-Way.
pre-show.
Wow.
Yeah.
What are they going to do with that?
A lot of previews.
Give the tag team a half an hour.
Yeah.
Dude, that'd be cool.
And maybe another match.
I hope it's like last year they changed it last minute to like elimination. I hope they do that again this year.
Yeah,
I think it'd
right.
be a lot better.
A little more exciting.
Yeah.
It was an elimination match, so we're gonna have Matadoras, New Day, don't know which two, Usos, and Kid and Cesaro. And they had a match on SmackDown last week that was phenomenal. This is gonna be good.
In the card for the match, it looked like the members of New Day that were in the foreground were Kofi and Big E. So maybe, but I mean,
Kofi wasn't
Freebirds
even there tonight.
Yeah, Kofi wasn't even there.
No, he was there. Yeah, when there was that four-way.
Nope, that was Xavier Woods.
No, that was
Xavier Woods.
no.
Yes.
Hold on,
And
hold
he
on.
was in the match. Yeah.
Yeah, that's real booze. Yeah, that was.
Really?
Yes,
You're sure?
yes, he was just wearing a ponytail.
Don't know.
You're terrible. You're an awful human being.
He was far enough away.
To be a person physically
Stop
far.
playing the race card.
I'm not. It's a wonderful black stout you got there, though.
Thank you. I like my beer like I like my men.
That's an
I'm
airplane
not
joke.
sure. You
Come
two-
on. That's an airplane joke.
You two next to each other is really gold. It's just gold.
NXT Thursdays on AfterBuzz TV.
It's gold and very hairy. Very hairy.
He's the hairy part.
Now, well, have you looked at your chin?
Yes.
/ neck?
Yes.
It's
Neckbeard.
it's something,
Oh,
all
fuck
right.
you. Get off of here. Get off of here.
Backstage,
Forget
Bad
you.
News Barrett and Kane. Phenomenal segment. Just two guys that know how to deliver, that know their characters, that know how to just listen to each other and put together a good segment. Loved it, Tom.
It was good. I liked, I like Bad News just being like, I got to give up this belt. I finally got it back. Now you want me to hand it over? So.
And Kane was being Mr. Smarmy. Smarmy McSmarmer Pants.
He's very good at that. He's been doing this stuff a long time.
He's been a few times around the bend.
A little bit there.
He's circled the wagons a couple times.
When there actually were real wagons.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
And we haven't seen him do any, director of operation duties in a while, so finally did something.
Duties.
Beat me to it.
Duty. So basically, they hung the title above the ring just as what was the reason for Kane doing it? Just as a foreshadowing?
Just to show that
He
it was
took
happening.
it for Sunday.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know.
And then at the end of this, this match hasn't happened yet, so we'll get to that. Moving on, Rusev versus Jack Swagger for the 17th time.
I mean, last time we were at Staples, that was the match that we saw.
SummerSlam.
Yep.
And I was hot. That match was great.
That was fantastic.
And I love the fact that Swagger won't give up. Unfortunately, this match didn't last very long.
Because he gave up.
No, he didn't. He came back at the end real strong there, but Rusev was on him from the beginning. Just on him like white on rice. The man's so damn strong. He's built like a big marshmallow. He's like the Russian puff marshmallow man.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
You don't tell him I said that, though.
I won't let him know.
Okay.
But it's a great explanation. Before you know it, the Accolade gets locked in, and there you go. Submission, Swagger taps out, Rusev wins. But this is what I really loved. Not the fact that Cena got destroyed, just how it was done. Cena just runs out to the ring. What's crazy is he attacks Rusev. Within 20 seconds, Rusev has the upper hand, and then all she wrote.
Yeah, it was. I liked watching it because we didn't hear commentary, so you were just seeing Rusev destroying this guy, and you just didn't have. You could hear it was just us in the crowd, and you could just hear the crowd. I mean, their majority almost, I'd say, 75-25 for Rusev.
That's about right.
Right?
That's pretty good odds.
Yeah, it was. They weren't really there for Cena. They were kind of happy he was getting destroyed. But he looked so dominant destroying Cena tonight.
And it was like you said, Joe, is the way he did it. He did it on a raised surface so that everybody could see it, so he was close to the audience so that they could get a good look at what was happening to the man on top. This is the face of the business, essentially, being just manhandled by this Russian interloper.
And for this match, the face of America.
Yeah.
And that was the weird thing is people don't like Cena, but he's representing America, so it's like, so is everybody pro-Russia? Like, think about what you're chanting, people.
I think we have discovered if there is one way for people to agree with communism, it would be have John Cena represent democracy.
I
And
hope we get a Rocky moment. where everybody just starts to flip and everybody just gets up and starts clapping like Rocky IV. That'd be great.
Well,
If I could change, you could change.
We need Rusev to look at him and say if he dies. He dies.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
Rusev has gotten so much better on the mic. I really enjoy the fact that he's really becoming,
Well, he's got no Lana.
Despite their
Second
word,
swing.
heavy, we want Lana chance tonight.
well, of course.
Huge, we want Lana chance.
No, after that Russian Des Moines attorney.
Oh my God. That was so bad. I went back and watched it. That was awful.
Where are you from? Just the commentators burying that poor man.
Rusev to sign contract.
I know, it sounded like Yakov Smirnoff, didn't it? In my country!
He's probably like, yeah, watch these. Yeah, I got
Well, you're in Iowa. What are you going to
I
do?
think he abandoned it halfway through, so he just, no, I talk like this now.
What do you expect? I mean, but just the way he did it, taking apart the announcer's table, throwing Cena face first, just lifting him up, tossing him, the accolade on the announcer's table, and just, man, whatever Rusev was screaming at him was just so incredibly vicious and evil.
I always thought Bulgarian was a romantic language. It's not what he said.
Maybe it was. It's like, this is what you get for leaving me at the altar. Like, maybe something like that.
You would find time to leave me, Lucille!
There's a couple languages where it's hard to sound romantic. It's really hard. Can you imagine trying to be romantic in German?
It's hard.
Oof.
That's just dogs barking.
But they love each other.
Hund!
They love each
Hund weg! That's dog.
Bitte, bitte,
Yeah.
please, it's bitte. For Christ's sake, there isn't a sweet word in that language.
There really isn't. Nein is an awful way to say no. Anyways, let's not get on a German soapbox here. Just what a fantastic build-up. I maybe something will happen on SmackDown. I don't know, but man, Rusev just destroying Cena. Very interested to see what happens with this U.S. title as you poured that beer out perfectly.
I'm very good at this.
right here.
I have a lot of praise.
Wonderful.
Look at you. Man, you're affording a fancy IPA or stout. Good for you, man.
There
show
there were some people tonight who gave me some money.
100%
not a joke.
legitimate. 100% legitimate. Somebody said, Hobo? And then his kid gave him
Where?
$1. Getting in line for the building. 100%
A kid recognized you.
A dad recognized him and made his kid give him $1. The kid was like,
You know you're over when people are giving you money while standing in line.
oh my God.
That's awesome.
Just what I do.
That's my
Every bit
man.
helps. God bless.
That's my man. Trying to get him back on his feet. Bray Wyatt sending one last message to The Undertaker here. Wow. The main take-home message here, Bray Wyatt is the new face of fear, and we thunder and lightning in the ring. I don't know if people at home saw a lightning bolt. We didn't see it in...
No, there was a loud crash and there was some type of explosion. I liked how he said, I control it all now. I control the darkness and I control the light. He's the angel with the burned off wings.
That was a great line.
Every single thing. The man has sold a match with words alone. And
Yeah, only Paul Heyman can do that.
yeah.
Or
and by
so we
himself.
thought.
Or so we thought.
Yeah. And
Wow.
by himself. I mean, we saw one package of The Undertaker just saying, same thing as Sting,
Yup.
writing on the screen.
I'm gonna beat you.
I'll see you there.
I really thought we would see a message from Undertaker tonight. Now, maybe we'll see it on SmackDown. I don't know.
Maybe.
But Wyatt just really took control of it, going down on one knee at the end and obviously kind of borderline mocking The Undertaker and saying he's going to get the kiss of Sister Abigail. Whew.
And then he can rest in peace.
Yeah, and then man.
I think this was, just watching it, I think this was his best promo, I think. It was just, everything hit exactly where he wanted it to. I like him just saying, we're all guilty and we're all liars, just like The Undertaker, and just, it was just great.
It's one of the most powerful things when somebody completely says something you don't agree with, but it's 100% true and you can't fight it. He's tearing people down with words. I mean, this is basically how you build a cult. You tell people the truth to their face and they can't handle it. This is how you build a cult.
See how many sheep masks there are in that flipping crowd?
Seriously.
See how many lights go up when Bray Wyatt hits the... I mean,
So many fireflies. It's always so pretty.
cell phone batteries dying everywhere.
Yeah, mine's almost gone.
That
We had to do
there
it
you
twice.
go.
I mean, once tonight.
See?
It was great to see all of the micro promos just finally come to a head these past couple of weeks, but this one was just, God.
Bray was amazing, and you're right. He did. Now, a lot of people, you're going to have people complaining, oh, the build-up's just not there. Well, he did everything he possibly could.
And who doesn't want to see this match?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Win or lose, this is going to be creepy.
I wanted this like a long time ago. Like I said, what if Undertaker fights Bray Wyatt and Bray Wyatt steals his soul?
Wow.
Yeah.
And it lives in the lantern.
It lives, it lives in a lantern.
Man, that'd
and
be sweet.
I kind of went a little off. Like he's able to control people with the lantern, and then he creates an army, and then
That's actually the
fights
story.
army.
That's actually the story of WWE Immortals. Like that's not even exaggerating. That's essentially what the story is.
Wow.
Before the video game came out.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I have no idea which way this match is going to go. I mean, we have not seen Undertaker in a full calendar year. Last time we did see him, obviously we know it didn't turn out very well. But man, Bray Wyatt, you talk about someone on the top of their game. I'm very, very excited to see which way this goes.
Would you guys be upset if Undertaker loses again at WrestleMania to Bray this year?
I don't think it's as important now. It's I would have accepted the streak being broken by Bray. Like that's a little bit more like these guys are the same ilk. It's the passing of a torch. It's and it's this guy who just has this presence that can't be explained versus this guy who's always had this presence that can't be explained.
Yeah.
So this match, either way, it's going to be fantastic. And I think Bray needs the victory a little bit more than Undertaker.
I agree. I think he does. Just to at least even, I don't know, just to, after him losing to Cena last year, he kind of just stumbled and they didn't really have a direction for him after that. I think if he beats The Undertaker this year, I think he's unstoppable from then on.
And I'm with everyone else. I don't think it was necessary for Lesnar to beat Undertaker last year, but it did happen. This year, oh man, it's tough. You never want to see Undertaker lose.
No, he's been my favorite for as long as I can remember. But it's.
I almost feel like this is going to be a two-parter. I think this is going to go into next year. Bray Wyatt has the kind of character that can pull it off, and maybe it'll be something involving a soul. Because next year's in Texas. If that's going to be a place for Undertaker to go out, I really feel like this is going to be a two-parter with Bray Wyatt. Because let's be honest, this has a little bit more of a build-up than Undertaker versus Triple H 2 years in a row, or Undertaker versus Shawn Michaels 2 years in a row. Those are just two guys saying, I want to be better than you. At least Bray Wyatt, we have the occult, we have the paranormal coming into it. That's something that can continue for a year, I think.
I would see this if there's something that could get a year build just so we can hear Bray Wyatt talk every single show. Sure.
Yeah.
Sign me up. I'll be first in line.
There you go.
You need the magic.
Excited to find out.
The magic.
Next, talk about a great match. Daniel Bryan versus Dolph Ziggler. Dean Ambrose wins the Universe fan poll to be guest referee. I mean, you get these two in a match. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be main event quality. It'd be nice to see these two wrestle for a title someday, wouldn't it?
Maybe next pay-per-view.
Ooh,
hopefully.
Right?
I like how Ambrose was in it. I was really pushing for Stardust because that would have been weird. Max Landis even tweeted it. Disappointed that Stardust wasn't referee. Would have loved to hear that 3 count. 1, 2, pi, infinity, star. Like he just goes everywhere. Like he starts counting them out when they're like standing in the middle of the ring. Like it would have been ridiculous. But Ambrose had a lot of fun in that ring.
He's Rowdy Roddy Piper.
Shut up.
And he's going to have fun like somebody completely unglued.
Yeah.
The lunatic fridge.
I thought it was an excellent match, though. Great. I thought we were maybe going to see this ad Mania this year, a couple months ago. So it was great to see it actually on Raw, and I mean, they delivered. I was surprised by the ending, how fast. I wasn't expecting Ziggler to get the win.
Second victory for Ziggler in a row over Daniel Bryan. That's a thunderous statement.
Yeah. I'd love to see if one of them wins this belt, they do like a best of 7 series or something like that, because I think it'd be amazing to see them go back and forth with that. So.
Yeah. And Dean Ambrose, I mean, talk about knowing how to perform, knowing how to be on, knowing how to be in the moment, knowing how to improv. Come on.
There's something about him. You can't quantify it. His style is so simple, but you can't help but keep your eyes glued to him, even as a referee.
And all 3 of these guys.
Yep.
I mean, this ladder match. This is going to be a show stealer, man. Pooey. And then, of course, after the match, all hell breaks loose. Everyone runs down. You got Truth. You got Barrett. Stardust, and Harper.
There you go.
All 7 guys beating each other up. The ladder falls. Everyone's done. The IC title's still hanging from the rafter. Well, wherever you want to call it, ceiling.
It was fun because I thought to myself, that's a great way to end the show. Mm-hmm. And then we saw Heyman knock on Lesnar's door. Oh, that's right. We still have that happening.
Mm-hmm. I think it was a great way to end that segment, though, because I was telling you guys, I was like, it just felt, we've never seen that happen before. They all just get laid out and the title's still hanging above them. Normally, at least one person grabs the belt.
Nobody ends up on top.
Yeah. So it's kind of
very foreshadowing.
Foreshadowing.
And it doesn't give away who's going to win, too.
I was going to say,
we're not like, oh, Daniel Bryan's at the top. Maybe he'll win, maybe he won't. So.
I'm not a betting man, but I know we have listeners that do gamble on wrestling. I would love to know what the odds of this are. Which direction do you think they're going? I have no freaking clue.
I think if I remember correctly, the odds are already released, and Bryan, Ambrose, and Ziggler are the top 3, and Truth is at the bottom. Then Harper, Stardust, Bad News Barrett, and then the top 3.
See, I think R-Truth has a better chance than Harper.
Yeah. Honestly, I think each of them have an equal opportunity. They've shown that within the past couple of weeks. And Harper has been a dark horse. Everybody knows that he can deliver. Stardust for the story aspect, just so that if he's in an elevated position, maybe we'll see him in Goldie, and everybody kind of has that fun opportunity.
I think there's a possibility for a lot of feuds to come out of this ladder match. Mm-hmm. This could be the start of something for a few guys who don't get a real regular gig, so to speak.
I think it's going to, there's going to be some crazy stuff that happens in that ladder match.
Do you think it'll open the show?
No.
Okay.
My prediction is Orton Rollins, which will make us forget about, not forget about that match, but don't forget Rollins has the briefcase. I think there's going to be some kind of tease. So I think if you lead off with Orton Rollins, not only is it 2 of the best wrestlers in the world, a feud that's been really entertaining, but whatever happens, Rollins can just disappear, and all of a sudden maybe some weird stuff happens at the end.
Mm-hmm. I like that idea.
So
solid. We'll just have to wait and see.
How about you guys? What do you think?
I wouldn't be surprised if it opened the show, just because it's going to be that, draw everybody in. Everyone's going to be excited. You start the music of Daniel Bryan to start WrestleMania. You get everyone excited.
Maybe the Battle Royal.
It could be.
Actually, no, that didn't open the show last time.
No, that
either.
was in the middle somewhere too.
Last year was Daniel Bryan and Triple H opening the show.
I can see Rollins and Orton opening, just in general, whether there's briefcase chicanery or not.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm excited for the battle. I love a good battle royal. I love a rumble, whatever. I'm excited to. That's going to be fun to watch.
When they're all in the ring at the same time, that's even more just like, what the hell's happening?
Yeah. Did they run through? Is the card officially official, or are they?
I think it is.
Okay.
I don't think that. Now that we've kind of seen SmackDown,
unless something happens that isn't. Something that isn't, card subject to change.
Yeah.
Maybe something happened at SmackDown that caused somebody to tweak something.
Oh, that's not gonna. No, that's not.
That's not gonna stop that match.
No.
I will say this. I don't know why. Okay, Cena's on SmackDown, guys, by the way.
What?
I don't know why.
What?
After getting destroyed by Rusev, to me, keep him off TV.
Yeah, I agree with you on that.
He got destroyed by Rusev. How are you just going to show up 4 days later? I'm fine. 3 days later, whatever. To me, that negates everything Rusev did to him. Yeah. Maybe I'm overthinking it.
No, honestly, it's the reason people hate Super Cena, as they call him, because nothing matters. Everything rolls off him just like everything rolls off Superman, because nobody really likes Superman anyway.
Yep. It's like he breaks his leg, and then he comes out the next day. He's like, no, I can wrestle. And you're like, but you just broke your leg.
I don't believe it.
No, I'm okay. No.
There's an element
you hurt yourself.
of kayfabe where it's like you have to sell it in order for it to be real.
Yeah.
So if you just stop selling it, then it's not real. Then we don't believe you. Then we don't like you.
Sandman Tommy Dreamer, perfect example.
Yeah.
Go ahead, explain.
Oh, I figured that's something everybody knew. It was Sandman fancies himself a Singapore Kane.
He fancies himself a lot of things.
Beer. He got fireballed in one eye, and Singapore Kane in the other, so he was blind. and he stayed off TV. He stayed in his house. His wife bought his groceries. He wasn't like, they're doing this thing where the Sandman's blind. No, he didn't talk to anybody.
Yeah.
And then when he came back and was like, I'm not blind, everyone's like, holy crap. So, like, it's...
Which, granted, it was a little easier to do that 15 years ago.
Yes, it was. Well, actually, I would say it's even easier now that you can get groceries delivered via internet, and we have the pocket of the world.
I'm saying, though, back 15 years ago, the internet wasn't exactly the internet like it is today.
Yes,
They were cassette tapes.
Yes, exactly. Right, moving on to the final segment. So Dolph Ziggler wins that match. Brock Lesnar, Paul Heyman, and eventually Roman Reigns. Well, once again, Paul Heyman just does what Paul Heyman does, and that is deliver a perfect promo and setup for a match.
I thought he was going to cheat us out because he started it. He said, "My name is Paul," and everybody followed along with him and blah blah blah. You've heard it. If there's anything that I haven't said that I have to say now that would get you interested, that was like, oh, okay, so it's a non-promo so that these two can fight.
And I would have been cool with that. The fact that he's like blah blah, dude, that was so like he just knows. He just knows. He's so good.
He knows what everybody's thinking.
Yeah.
It's truly remarkable when a man speaking knows what the crowd is thinking and says it and then changes it on them, changes what they're even thinking. That's true brilliance. You can't possibly touch it. It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wish I would have rewrote it a little differently if I would have had Roman Reigns come out first and be like, okay, Brock Lesnar, I'm here. I'm going to fight you at WrestleMania. Like, get your butt out here now and, have this face off with me.
Especially the way that the crowd was on him tonight.
Yeah.
Yo,
It would've maybe got him behind him a little more.
No, they would. They hit him on the mic, which is the problem.
Those boos were
that's all he had to
strong.
say.
which is the oddest thing because again, I was at the live show yesterday, night and day from what tonight was. The crowd couldn't love him anymore.
When was this?
Last night, WWE Ontario. It was a live show, maybe 1,000, 1,500 people, but there were maybe a group of 20 people that were trying to boo him, but kids, dudes, women, everybody, the whole crowd flipping loved Reigns when he came out.
Wow.
It was him and Wyatt in the mid-card main event. But tonight was just a sea of boos, and I was like, no, I've seen what they're trying to tell us. It's fine. Don't worry about it. You don't have anything to worry about or boo about. But it's.
I've seen the future, everybody. Calm down.
With my third eye.
Wow.
Yeah, it's bizarre. I that's the weirdest thing is we've had people tweeting us just like, man, I heard that the boos were so big. Like, why? I was like, yeah, unfortunately, everybody's not getting them. Why do you say unfortunately? He's not ready. The people behind us were chanting, he's not ready. It's like, who the hell are you to,
First
to
off,
make that or
no
not?
one's ever ready. You just got to
No.
put yourself in a position, and then you got to step up to the plate, and you got to do it. And to his credit, since the Royal Rumble, I think Roman Reigns has been stepping it up.
Seriously?
Yeah, he really has. And now the way Raw ended, there's the weird
Tug of war.
with the title.
My teddy bear.
Now kiss.
Yeah, I really thought there was going to be a brawl.
Yeah.
Very tame way to end.
I mean,
I said that was weird. If there was going to be a fight between two people, it should have been those two people.
we've already seen Triple H and Sting fight a little bit. We've seen Orton and Rollins fight. We've seen Cena and Rusev fight. These two, we haven't seen them. They haven't touched each other.
Which means I think it's got to be an incredible match. It's going to have to be.
It's gonna be a balls out, drag out, just everything left on the table.
Balls
that's,
out, this
that's
is
the thing.
painful.
Excuse me. But that's the thing that I don't understand about the people who are talking about this not being booked. Just look at it. You got Brock Lesnar, former UFC champion, and you've got Roman Reigns, this up and coming baby face family, wrestling lineage. These two big dudes that move around a lot differently than they should.
Yeah.
Just beating the hell out of each other, whether ready or not, whoever's the champion or not. This is going to be just gross. It's just going to be fist flying.
Yeah, it's going to have to be, and that's the way it should be. That's what they're building it up for, and that's if you're not going to have Daniel Bryan in the main event at WrestleMania, if you're not going to have, you already had John Cena, Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. This has to be a completely insane match. And I know people are upset about the build and it's a weird segment, the tug of war, and then they just walk away from each other. It's like, look, the match was happening anyway. So, all right. Just give it a chance.
The fact that he got the belt away from him at all, was like, it's happening. And
I was waiting for like an F5 or something. Just him to just go at like. Even they did this last year with the Undertaker. They had Brock Lesnar kind of not really be as forceful with the Undertaker, and the Undertaker kind of got the upper hand on him. And I feel like they're kind of doing that again this year. And like he sits in those promos and goes, I'm going to destroy him. And then we get face to face, and you're like, but you're not doing what you said you do.
Exactly. That's what makes him such a weasel and a jerk, that people are supposed to hate him, but they don't.
He's not the weasel. He's not the jerk.
Yeah.
Paul Heyman is the weasel and the jerk. He is the muscle machine, animal, man, giant, toad, whatever he is. He's supposed to be this thing, and why would he back away from Roman Reigns if he's this terrible, awful force that he believes that he is because someone else told him?
Yeah.
Some snake oil salesman with a tongue of silver.
Yeah, it's weird. It's just a weird build that way of. But you also have it from Lesnar's point of view of, this is free TV. I'm not going to fight on free TV. I'm going to get paid to fight somebody.
Then he should have said it out loud where there are microphones.
Raw did end kind of abruptly. From what I understand, I don't know when it went off the air, but I think it went off as they both have their hands on the title.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And that's kind of how it ended.
Because we got asked, like, were they pulled apart? Did it kind of just end and they walked away slowly? It's like, it's kind of awkward, actually. Like,
They dropped the
especially
belt.
Lesnar dropped the belt, and it was like, no, mine.
And then you can hear what Heyman kind of said something to him, but I don't know if he was just like, get out of the ring. Like, it was
Probably something in
bizarre. And Reigns was in there and he posed, but sea of booze, and you could see on his face was just like, I'm not having fun, but. You got to be ready for that.
Yeah.
Cena was great on SmackDown, and I want to talk about it because I don't think anybody will actually see it on TV. But when he came out, the crowd just lit up with John Cena sucks. And then when Reigns came out and was being booed, Cena was like, "Am I coming out again?" And it said, "Wait, no, that's not my music. Never mind." He was trying to make everybody like, "Oh, it's funny."
Look, Cena is who he is. He doesn't apologize. He's used to the booze, and I'll give him all the credit in the world. It doesn't affect him. Doesn't change what he does.
No.
With that said, it maybe was a weird way to end Raw, but bottom line is the championship match was happening anyway. There was a decent build-up prior to, thanks to Paul Heyman, and Paul Heyman was amazing at the end of Raw. Overall, is this WrestleMania 30? No, of course not. But WrestleMania 30 was supposed to be one of the greatest of all time, and it did become one of the greatest of all time. This is WrestleMania 31. It is what it is. Let's all go down the aisle. What are we most excited about this Sunday?
Oh, it's got to be The Undertaker.
Okay.
I mean, The Undertaker at WrestleMania is like nothing ever. I mean, I can't wait to see that in person.
I've seen an Undertaker at WrestleMania, and it's something different. Everybody can call the physical matches, well, Daniel Bryan's a better worker, John Bryan's a better worker than this guy, anything. But when it comes down to that old school, spiritual, otherworldly thing that we all know is like, this is kind of fake, but then you're like, but what if it's not? Like, it's that extra little bit that this match has that is going to make it unforgettable.
Yeah.
No, sorry. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, I'm excited for the ladder match. I think it's gonna be a show stealer, and it'll be cool to see Sting wrestle. Finally.
Is it really is it a show stealer though? If we're all saying it's going to be a show stealer,
I don't know.
I've had this conversation before. Doesn't it just make it match of the night?
Well, I guess
point.
it would be, but they're not built. They're building it up to be this good thing, but we don't know. Hey, you never know. Reigns and Lesnar may destroy the place. We don't know what they really have in store.
I want to see the set literally destroyed. Like the ring just fall, everything just bedlam.
Like them bleeding from their ears.
I'm excited to go to the 19-hour Hall of Fame. There's a lot of people getting inducted.
Oh my God! Hopefully they give everybody their time and we don't get a Mr. T. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
No, I
Is there an open bar?
I hope Mr.
for
T.
us and for them.
I hope Mr. T gets to continue his Hall of Fame speech this year. Mother's
bring
Day
his mother this
on
year.
Father's Day.
January 1st,
Oh, the day.
January 2nd,
Love your
January
mother
3rd.
and treat her right. The IC title match, that's going to be amazing. Wow, you guys pretty much said everything. I mean, Triple H and Sting's going to be phenomenal. The ladder match, of course. Cena Rusev, I'm excited for.
Yes.
The Divas match. I mean, there's every match on the card. I'm like, yeah, I'm in. I'm invested. Sure.
Divas match could steal the show. There's potential after what we saw tonight to be that thing that we cannot quantify looking at it from here, but once it is finished, it ends up being something great, something that can live through time as being very noteworthy.
And is it a guarantee that Lesnar and Reigns will close out the show?
It's got to be. The Royal Rumble guarantees a main event at WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Well,
what else would take that spot?
One or two times they didn't do that.
Well, yeah. Well, that was when they had 2 championships. But now that it's the one thing and it's Lesnar, it's probably going to be the thing. And most of the time, people coming up to WrestleMania are like, well, this is the worst booked WrestleMania since whenever. And then once the event happens, they're like, that was amazing.
People always complain. And let's not forget the pre-show match, Fatal 4-Way Tag Titles.
That's going to be great, too.
They're all going to bring it. Everyone's going to step it up a notch, and it's going to be a really, really good show.
It's going to be fantastic.
Bottom line is, it's friggin' $9.99. I mean, for God's sake. $9.99. Even if you bought 6 months of the network, it would still be worth it just for WrestleMania.
Always is.
So people can complain all they want. It's
how much
not.
is
You're
the
still gonna watch
pay-per-view this year? Not in HD. How much is the pay-per-view for WrestleMania?
$60.
I mean, $70 freaking dollars and $9.99 for WrestleMania.
Buy the network, you watch every
kids.
WrestleMania up until it.
Yeah, a lot of people like marathoning them.
I wish I had time.
Seriously.
That's crazy. Lord of the Rings is nuts. That's really crazy.
Well said. So yeah, we're excited for Raw. Thank you so much for watching, listening. Let's all put ourselves over. Hobo, go.
I am at your Hobo. ProWrestlingTees.com/Hobo. I can see the words. So,
Soapbox Card TV?
Yeah, Soapbox Card TV.
The gimmick?
I'm having trouble.
Okay, so that's the Hobo. You can find me on Twitter at SoapboxMark. You can find the two that will not. Okay, where we do a podcast, my friend and I, my friend Brandon, at the Gimmick Pod, and we just put up gimmick shirts on our soapboxcardtv.spreadshirt.com. We put up an episode yesterday. I put up an episode yesterday. I got too emotional. Anyway, thank you for having us on Raw. Oh, also, NXT is going to be Wednesday night instead of Thursday night tonight. Just a little bit of housekeeping.
Tom the Calm.
You can find me on Twitter at Tom the Calm. And I'll be at WrestleMania this weekend with everybody else. So
That's
it'll be
right.
an awesome time.
We're all going to be up there. Oh, we're doing that live podcast.
Oh, Friday.
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
that. Be there. Because we'll be there.
Friday night, 8 p.m. at Cafe Frascati. Go to cafefrascati.com. Cafe, FRASCATI.com. It's right very close to all the stuff that's going on.
There's wine, I guess.
Access.
Yeah, it's free to get in. There's probably wine. There's all types of stuff. It's going to be a lot of fun. Other than that, yeah, we'll all be at WrestleMania at JQuasto, JLoComedy.com. If you're in Arizona, Scottsdale, Arizona, April 2nd to April 5th, I'm going to be there. It's going to be tons of fun. Happy WrestleMania, everybody. Enjoy yourselves. We hope to see you, and we'll talk to you next week.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.